Hey y'all, it's Nikki. Welcome back to another episode of the Working Mamas podcast. I am so excited today to be doing this episode for a couple of reasons. First, because it's been a minute since I've been on the mic, and the reason for that is because my son was using my microphone to play his video games. I think I mentioned that to y'all in a earlier episode, but he takes my podcast microphone and somehow uses it to play games online with his friends. Not sure how that whole thing works, but he actually broke the charger, the cord that goes in the back. I don't know how he did that. I guess just in the spirit of being a 12-year-old boy or tween or whatever they call themselves these days. Well, according to him, they call themselves almost adults. So I guess they're skipping the teenage years and they're going straight from kids to almost adults. But anyway, he broke the cord. I had to go find another cord in the back. And so that was partly the reason why I was off the mic, but it's a busy time of year for anybody who's a CPA, an accountant, or anywhere in the space. It's audit season, it's tax season. There's the March 15th deadline that a lot of people don't know about, on top of the April 15th deadline that we all are more familiar with. So it's just been a lot going on. Plus, I launched my CPA exam coaching program. So clap for that. I'm clapping for it. This is where I need to have one of those what are they called? Clapping audio clips in the background. But I'm so excited about that. Some of y'all have already signed up. So thank you. Major shout out to y'all for getting ready to take y'all CPA exam studies to another level. If you're thinking about signing up, come on. What are you waiting on? We here. I'm ready to get you over the CPA exam hump. And I just went for it. And I was talking to a friend of mine who also launched her program on the same day, which is, great minds. But I was talking to her and I told her how I was just trying to make this thing perfect and just the setup, the format, the presentation. I was just so focused on making everything perfect. I started and stopped a couple times. I started over. I reformatted some things. I shifted and took a different approach. So many different things. And in the course of me doing that on the late night in my office or in my room, people were still reaching out. Hey, I need help with BEC. Hey, what do I need to know for FAR? Hey, can you help me with REG? People were still reaching out. And I said, you know what? I can go back and put iterations on this thing forever. And the more I focus on trying to make it perfect, the more I am depriving the CPA candidates of what it is that they're looking for. So I put it out there, a lot of different options for y'all. There's a silver program, a gold program, a platinum program, as well as the individual private coaching sessions. So silver program is great if you already have your study materials and you just need some extra coaching and some one-on-one support from somebody who has been where you are. That's the thing that's really lacking in the review courses that are out there. And I'm not really going to knock them because I used a lot of their materials either partially or fully when I passed the exam and when I finally figured out the secret sauce of what it takes to be successful on the exam. So I'm not going to knock them, but I'm just basing this off of the commentary that I get from y'all and the feedback that y'all say is like, okay, you purchased a course, you paid this money for a course. What's going wrong? Why is it not working for you? And a lot of times it's the videos are boring. I need coaching. I need to be able to actually talk these problems through with somebody, or I got so much material that I'm overwhelmed at even trying to organize them and I don't know what to do with them. So those are the things that you're not going to find in the review course. They're going to talk to you about bonds and derivatives and federal taxation of partnerships and individuals and transactions, but they're not going to talk to you about what you need to be doing on exam day and how to not run out of time on the exam and you still have two simulations left. They're not going to talk to you about when you fail, how do you recover from that fail? because you're going to feel all kinds of emotions: defeated, upset, frustrated. I'm done. This is not for me. I don't want to even be in accounting anymore, which was some of the things I was saying to myself. But I had to go through most of this on my own, and figuring out how to go in the corner and sit and cry and be mad about score release because I got a 72, and then still try to find the strength and the discipline and that mental fortitude that I talk about to get back up and keep going and retake an exam that you've already passed twice, but you might have lost credit for it or failed it the third time around. So there's a lot of the non-technical and some of the more long-term strategies that I want to share with y'all in my coaching programs, because it's lacking. I know that as a former candidate myself. I know that from having the conversations that I have with y'all on a daily basis. Even to this day, every day, y'all, every day on LinkedIn, somebody is sending me a message, or they are sending me a connection request, and they usually have a message in there about the exam. Somebody messaged me the other day on Monday when we had score release, and I mean, this was just somebody I connected with months ago, and he follows my content. And soon as he got his score, he messaged me like, "I failed far again. What am I doing wrong? I don't understand." So that's why I'm doing it. You might have the study guides, the questions, the videos, all these other things, but how do you pick yourself up after you fail an exam? What do you need to do the weeks before your exam, the days leading up to your exam? Everything from what to eat down to what to wear. I mean, I went through this 13 times, and so I had a ritual or a tradition that I developed as far as things that I would eat or not eat, what I needed to wear. And the biggest thing is I put together this game plan of how I was going to manage my time and how I was going to make sure I did not run out of time on the exam until I answered every single question and worked through every single simulation or written communication, and of course a BEC. So this episode is kind of a, hey y'all, how y'all doing, catch up. I miss y'all. I miss being on the mic, and I'm taking a break in between doing a year-end audit and completing some partnership returns that are due in 5 days, and just saying what's up and letting y'all know I'm still here. I'm ready to help y'all on this CPA exam journey. I do have a couple of tutorials that I'm gonna do. So I've had some students in my coaching program, but even some people who are not, who are asking me for help. So you don't really, I'm not that person to be like, well, you asking me a question and you're not in my program, so I'm not going to help you. I'm not cut like that at all. So somebody DM me on Instagram and asked me to walk her through bonds. And then somebody else on, I think it was Facebook, which I'm hardly ever on. So that surprised the hell out of me that somebody reached out on Facebook, because I'm hardly ever on Facebook, maybe 5 minutes a month. But somebody asked me to do a tutorial on lease accounting. Then I put a post on Instagram like, hey, I'm doing bond accounting, lease accounting. What else do y'all want me to talk about? So then I got partnerships, couple other things on my list I'm going to talk about. So that's the gist of my program. The Winston CPA exam coaching program it's built for y'all. It's not like any other program that you will see on the market. It's my personal experience that I've taken and re-engineered so that it works for y'all. So we know that we are a part of that non-elite 1%, where CPAs of color only make up 1% of the entire CPA population. When I have those moments where I just want to quit, or I'm frustrated, or I feel overwhelmed, that's the thing that reminds me, like, you got to keep doing this. You got to keep going, because y'all need me, and y'all have told me that, and I'm humbled by that, and I appreciate that, because this was not anywhere on my career blueprint. This was not a bullet point on my short or long-term career goals to be a CPA exam instructor or coach, or I don't even know what to call myself. I just call myself a 13-time CPA candidate because that's where a lot of this even came from. So if you're not a part of the program, if you're looking for help with the exam, definitely join. Check out my website, nickwinstoncpa.com. There's also a ton of content on my Instagram at nickwinstoncpa and mostly on LinkedIn. So I just want y'all to be aware of the program. I do have my CPA exam private group that is free to join. It's for any of you who have reached out to me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, via email, asking questions. It's free to join. It is a space on the web, a virtual space for you to ask questions about the exam, to vent about your frustrations with the exam, and then really to build your network and to get to know people who are on this journey with you. This person might be, or these people, this community of people might be in the same city as you. Y'all can probably study together or keep each other accountable. Y'all might work for the same company, maybe went to the same undergrad. Just a lot of different things that are of value in this group. There's also some content that I have in the group that's not posted anywhere else except in this group. So if you are a candidate, if you're thinking about sitting for the exam, if you're currently sitting, if you failed, whatever your situation is with the exam, definitely uh, send me a link, DM me on Instagram or email me for the request, and I'll send you the link to join. So a somewhat freestyle episode. I had a couple of notes written, but there's just something about when I talk about the CPA exam, I totally go off course. Even if I write notes about it, once I get on this mic, I just start talking about whatever just flows from my heart. So everything I've said has not really been written. I just had a couple of bullet points, but I I've become really cognizant of that because I got this message on Instagram where somebody listened to the CPA exam Q&A podcast, and he said it's evident that you care about this and you're passionate about this. I can hear it in your voice, and that warmed my heart because again, this wasn't in the books for me. My plan was I'm going to get my CPA so that I can make myself more marketable, so that I can step into the C-suite of an organization. Or if I ever just wanted to say F corporate America and do my own thing, then I have the credentials that I can slide across that table and do so. So this has turned into a passion of mine, and now I really get excited to help y'all with this. Like tonight I'm going to record this tutorial. I think I'm going to do like a video. It might be easier for me to do a video tutorial and upload it to YouTube and then do some screen sharing so y'all can see some sample questions, because yes, my course is the first, the only comprehensive CPA exam review course created by a Black woman. I am extremely proud of that shit. So if you go on my Instagram or on my LinkedIn, you will see that all over the place. And at first, let me get some water because y'all know I don't like doing all this talking without my water. Today I got my jug. I have 68 ounces left to drink of water out of 116, so about halfway there. But what was I talking about? Oh, yes, the first and the only comprehensive CPA exam review course created by a Black woman. The reason I'm proud of that is number one, again, we are a part of the 1%, but not in a good way. We are 1% of the entire CPA population, and that's just Black CPAs. If we dig even deeper and say Black female CPAs, we're even less than 1%. So even if I started this whole shit and I only had one student who got certified, that is enough for me. But I want to try to help as many of us as possible. You don't have to be black or white or green or yellow. I don't discriminate at all, but we know that black women were constantly up against the wall, disregarded, and really just thrown to the wolves. We are at the bottom of the barrel at all times. And anything I can do to move that needle and help us progress in this space is what I'm going to do. And so when I put a couple of things on Instagram, I also share them to LinkedIn. And at first I said, well, I have a lot of like white people in my network and a lot of people I'm cool with. And what if they don't like that? What if they don't like that? And I said, well, tough shit. What if they don't? You know what I'm saying? And it made me think about one of my favorite songs is Janelle Monáe is I Like That. And I don't really give a fuck if I'm the only one who likes that. But that's what my mission is. That's what my goal is. And I'm thinking about all these HBCUs compared to my alma mater, The Ohio State University. And I think about how different it can be where we would have the big review courses come on campus and do these presentations and all these other things. And I'm just wondering if the HBCUs and the places where these black students are, if they get that same exposure, or if it's more of you just kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm trying to go with that. But I feel like black accounting students just lack the exposure to the resources of the CPA exam, but also to the people. And I read this article, this blog post on, I think it was on the AICPA's website about a month ago. And this lady was just talking about how there's a decline in black accounting students and how they don't have an answer as to why more black accounting students don't pursue the CPA certification. And that just blew me away because I'm like, the answer is simple. They don't see anybody that looks like them in that profession. They don't see the black CPAs. I mean, come on. The 1%, if we're 1% of the population, how many black CPAs do you think it is just like bopping around the country? Now, when you think about things like NABA, which I'm a member of, a proud member of, and a former board member, then when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, oh, we deep. Like we got all these successful black CPAs and partners and entrepreneurs. But when you look at it on a broader scale in terms of the whole population, we're a very, very, very small piece of that. And so if you have a business school full of accounting students who want to be a CPA and they've never seen a black CPA, they don't have a relationship with a black CPA, they haven't done any type of job shadowing or mentoring or getting any type of exposure to the people in the places that they aspire to be in, then yes, there's going to be a gap. And I don't think it takes rocket science to figure that out. But that's another story for another day. I'm going to get off my soapbox when it comes to that. I just wanted to jump on here, say, hey, hello, how y'all doing? I am still here. I'm drowning on some days just because of audit and year end, and it's a new year and trying to still really get 2020 off the ground, and then still going through my coaching program, and really it's launched and it's out there, but I feel like it can be perfect. Well, not perfect, not perfect. I feel like there's going to be opportunities for me to um, refine, not perfect. There's going to be opportunities for me to refine things, and that's going to be based on the interactions I have with y'all, the feedback I get from y'all. And like I said, this y'all are the reason I created this, because there were too many of y'all and not enough of me. And I felt bad when I couldn't answer everybody's question or I couldn't walk everybody through a practice exam. And I really want y'all to get this, and I really want y'all to understand it's not as intimidating as it seems. That's the other statistic that really just pierced my soul, is like 71% of black accounting students do not take the CPA exam out of fear because they are afraid of it, because they think it's too hard, because they think it's too expensive. And if you have the exposure to the right people, to the people that look like you, to really talk you through some of those things, because a lot of the things that candidates fear, black, white, Asian, Latino, whatever, a lot of the things that candidates fear are things that they don't even know about. There are people intimidated by FAR, terrified of FAR, and never even sat in front of a computer, never even looked at the content. It's just based on what they've heard, the statistics that they see that less than 50% of people pass the exam on the first try. So just being on the outside looking in of that process, it can be intimidating, but it shouldn't be the driving force as to whether or not you decide to pursue the certification. So I'm gonna have some more episodes coming. I have a ton of notes written. I just need to get in my lab and get on the mic and record. They are going to be some CPA exam episodes. There are going to be some other episodes. Tax season is about to be over in about 5 weeks, and there's going to be some fallout from that. People want to look at, now that the tax filing season is over, what do I need to do from a tax planning perspective, because filing and planning is two different things. I have some entrepreneurs asking me questions about starting a business or evaluating their financial statements. And of course, this whole mom life thing. Like I I just told y'all about my son and my microphone situation. I couldn't even find the microphone. When I finally found it in the drawer on his TV stand in his room, I found the broken charger on the other side of the room. And then I just really had this, I've been having this, like, I'm going through this transition as a mom. I guess I can call it a mommy meltdown, because my son is at the point now where he's he's tall enough to pretty much look me in my face. So he's going to be taller than me very soon, and he eats like crazy. He's definitely going through a growth spurt, and then he outgrew all of his clothes. And so after this I'm gonna go, because I was gonna get on here for 20 minutes and I'm at 22. So after this I'm gonna go. But he's outgrown all of his clothes, and I decided this past weekend I was going to run to the mall, to the store, to a department store, and just grab him a couple outfits. And I said, well, I can't do that because I don't even know what size he wears, so he has to come with me. He's an athlete. He's a year-round athlete. He's a quarterback. He plays basketball. He might go back to baseball this spring. He used to run track and soccer and taekwondo and all these other things. And typically, I would try to buy him jeans and button downs. He's like, "No, mommy, no, like no, jeans aren't comfortable for me." And so I'm like, "Okay, fine." I was expecting us to go to the mall and pick up a couple sweatsuits and maybe a pair of Jordans or some LeBrons or some Kobe's, because that's been his style for the last 5 years, 4 or 5 years. And I was just totally taken aback when he went in the store, in the department store, picked up all this stuff, and it was nothing like what I expected him to get. He came with the jeans, with the crispy button downs, all this other stuff. And so he went and tried them on in the fitting room, because I had to make sure they fit, because this whole skinny jean generation, I don't know what y'all problem is. Love y'all, but I don't know what y'all problem is. Um, we were in the baggy jeans, boot cut jeans, what are they called? Boyfriend jeans, loose fitting jeans. But he went and took all these outfits. They were nice too. I was actually impressed with what he picked out, but he was trying on the stuff, and he was taking a long time in the dressing room. So I'm like, what are you doing? Like, come on. And I opened the door just to crack it and see what he was doing. And he had this new pair of jeans on, no shirt on, and he's looking in the mirror, just like feeling himself. And I'm like, oh damn. No, 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 no. I'm not ready for this like whole stage yet. This whole, I done got the middle school. I'm about to switch up my whole style, my whole whatever. But He picked out all these clothes in lieu of the Jordans that he was initially looking at. He went and got some Vans. So that fucked me up even more. Like, what is going on? What little girl has caught his attention, or what is he seeing that now he's stepping up his game? And he's like, Mommy, I'm a G. I'm not a baby anymore. And he's really, really feeling himself right now. So he's the oldest. This is my I guess I'm on my way into this whirlwind of being the mom of a middle school preteen or whatever. But y'all pray for me over here, cuz I'm really struggling with it. I'm really struggling with the fact that he's not a baby. And I remember him being this baby with these fat cheeks and this slick down hair, and he wore his little V-neck cardigan sweaters when he was a kid, like a little toddler, and now he is really like about to be driving my car in a few years, and I'm not ready. I am not ready. So I just had to say that. Um, I will make sure I record some more episodes. If you have a specific topic you want me to talk about, let me know. Y'all know this is for y'all. So let me know what y'all want me to talk about. But in the meantime, I will come back and do some more episodes. And for the CPA candidates, I absolutely will put out some video tutorials. And then I'm definitely going to do a follow-up episode about time management on the CPA exam, because one thing that really caught my attention this past score release is all of you talking about how you didn't even make it through the exam, or you left a simulation blank. I thought I saw somebody on Facebook or Instagram say that there were 4 simulations that they didn't even get to. And I'm like, how in the entire fuck do you do that? But it goes back to not knowing, approaching this as a lot of you are first time exam takers and you're not really sure what to expect or how to move or how to navigate at that testing center. So that's what I'm here for. I've been there 13 times. The people at the testing center got to know my face and were so familiar with me, like, oh, you're back. And like, yeah, I love y'all, but I hope I don't have to see y'all again. Because if I have to see y'all again, that means I didn't do something right. But yeah, just wanted to hop on, say hello, how y'all doing? I am here for y'all. Definitely join the coaching program. If nothing else, at least join the private CPA group so you can get these extra, what I call reps, these extra reps on the material and some study strategies and to get ready for the exam. So I am 7.5 minutes over what I plan to be, but I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. My podcast is like everything to me. And so anybody who tunes in or shares or tells somebody else about it, I greatly appreciate it. So again, hit me up, Nick Winston CPA, with y'all questions. I got to get back to these partnership returns. I got to pick my baby up from after school, my daughter, and figure out what we gonna eat. And then I'm gonna probably jump back on the computer to do some more returns. So y'all be good. Talk to y'all later. Bye.